Let's talk Steve Woodcock. He's an independent trader. Morning to you, Steve.
Morning, Nick.
Right, let's talk about three currency pairs. Let's kick off with dollar yen. What are your thoughts?
Pretty much as they have been for the last few months, that dollar yen has based and he's trying to attack the upside now. I've got my weekly chart. 111.40 was a break on my weekly charts, so we're gaining momentum. And I think the last couple of times I've been on that, we've spoken about the way that the last sell-off was a very slow, steady. It just felt like it really didn't want to go lower. So I do think we're now in the initial stages of our next move up in dollar yen. As long as we can remain above 111.30 for the time being, then that's where we go. And I'm looking for 118, 117.90, 118. But you know my thoughts on dollar yen. I think dollar yen is going to go much higher. I'm looking at initially 125. Okay, but I actually think it goes further than that. So just, with the numbers we've seen coming out of the States, CPI, inflation, I just see everything's lined up right now. So yeah,
That's a big call, and that's what we expect from you.
Well, I'll be quite honest with you. I've been saying it for 2 or 3 months now, and I've noticed in the last week there's quite a few other people now are starting to look at it going higher. So at least we're all looking at the same thing. But yeah, that's the way it looks to me, and I think it's quite a clear one as well. So I'm quite positioned.
Understood. Okay, let's move on to Great British Pound against the US dollar. Cable. Okay, there was an eToro trader, basically, or their sponsor piece in the Standard last night saying Brexit's brilliant for volatility. Cable's very easy to trade. You buy it at 132, you sell it at 133.
Well, what's he doing this morning? There it's 131.
Right.
Well, no. I listen. I know what he's obviously probably talking short term, as we've been over the last week or so, where it's not really done it. The market's been quiet. I think everyone's been watching the World Cup. So
talk about that.
Yeah. But you know my thoughts on this is that anything approaching 134 is a sell. We're 130 psychologically is a big number, just purely psychologically. As we've said on here over the last 6 months, whatever, sterling's going to remain under pressure whilst we go into Brexit.
Yep.
What I expect is that the day of the final day when it all happens, I expect sterling to get whacked, massively, and the following period sterling to rally very quickly. Yeah, that's my thoughts. That's what I think is going to happen in a year's time. Okay, but for the moment, I just see it. I've said before, 130. I think is fair value for cable at the moment, and I know what the guy's saying about. It's rangy. It is a bit rangy at the moment with 130, 110 when I walked out. But I just think that there is a jobbing market there, but I'd job it with a focus more on the sell side rather than buying the dips, if you like.
So buy some.
Listen, what's going on with the UK government at the moment is, I think, it's disgusting. We're an embarrassment at the moment, and I've got to admit, up until a couple of weeks ago, I thought Theresa May had done very well because she's surrounded by rats. Yeah, they're all. I mean, Boris Johnson for me, I used to like him. But at the moment, he's really not my favourite person. I think he'll stab anyone in the back to further his own means, And I think that's what's happening at the moment. He's obviously had a chat with Trump because obviously Trump's now saying, he'd make a great prime minister. Of course, So listen, we're going to be in a mess until we come out.
Yep.
And no one's ever going to agree. I mean, we know how the vote went, 49-51. So we know it's going to be a massive fight till we get there. And so in that situation, uncertainty, we're going to remain under pressure. So.
Okay, so let's wrap up with Eurodollar. What are your thoughts on that? We made that recent higher low.
Yeah. I'm still a euro seller. I'm a dollar friend, as I always am.
Yep.
But at the moment, I've got my dollar Swiss chart is, we're above parity again now, dollar Swiss. We're approaching those sort of like tops around 103 and a bit. And if dollar Swiss as well can maybe break through its previous highs, I think we may be in for a sustained spell of dollar strength, which is obviously going to impact on the euro. You know me, I just don't like the European project. I don't like it. Technically, as I've said before, the support for me is 114.50. That's where it really is. We bounced from 115 and a bit last time up to 118. We've been to a 117 or something. I think we see the lower end again. I think we see the previous lows, and I'll when it gets there and does some work, we'll have a look at it. Probably a buy around 14 and a bit. But I think we're going to see some dollar strength, and I think that's going to impact on euro. I think we're going to see the euro dollar trading back down towards the 105 area. Obviously not tomorrow, but that's where we're going.
Steve, on that note, thank you very much indeed.